Welcome back, everyone. We're in the wintertime season right now, and I was sitting in my deer blind the other day. I noticed the deer was standing up and eating something out of the tree. And this quickly reminded me of another winter foraging item that not only preppers, emergency preparedness people, and another need to know for common survival skills. Again, welcome back, everyone. If you're new to our station, you like weekly tips that are beneficial, expand your wisdom, and just super useful stuff, be sure to like this video and consider subscribing. Here we go. So as you can see in this tree, what do you see? That is what most of us know as old man's beard. Hiking or being in the outdoors in the Pacific Northwest, we often come across old man's beard, also known as lichen, also known as usnea. Okay, Coda, so what we're looking for is this stuff right here. You see this fuzz hanging off here? See this stuff right here? This is called old man's beard. You can actually prepare this and eat this, and it can help you.
Help you do what?
Be a medical help, and you can also eat it if you need to.
Eat it.
Now I'm going to get into some medicinal applications of usnea here in a few moments, but I did mention that you can eat it. It's relatively low in acid, about 7% tops, and you can eat it in small amounts without soaking it. And it is also sitting in at about 96% carbohydrates. Now obviously a fun one with usnea is the fact that we call it old man's beard. Why do we call it old man's beard? Well, look at this kid. We definitely maximized the expression of old man's beard. What a ton of fun. The only time a beard's ever looked this good on me. I would grow one like this if I could. little trick I picked up in the woods. Anyway, so when I was sitting in that deer blind, I look around and I've learned things for a very long time being out in the woods, and I've just looked at it and being a content creator for YouTube now. I was like, I bet you a lot of people don't know that. I should probably teach them. I'm in the woods all the time. I'm looking at things that I've learned growing up in the woods, and it just clicked. I'm like, oh shoot, I need to share this one.
Is that enough?
Yeah. So when collecting this stuff, you're going to notice that it's the right stuff by its elasticity and its white center cord, not black. If you see a black center cord, it's the wrong stuff. The reason this is a fun one is because here in the Northwest, you can't go into the woods without seeing this just about everywhere. If you pick a bag full like this, you can do quite a bit with it. Now, as you can see, I'm just trimming some here and there, as this stuff takes years to grow. So treading lightly, pick it here and there sparingly, or find dead branches on the ground that are newly fallen. Did you know in World War I, that's pre-antibiotics, that they would use old man's beard or usnea as gauze and would pack wounds with it, since it was great with its antibacterial and antifungal properties? This was widely used to dress wounds. Okay, so we made it back home and we have the same bag of usnea right here. Let's go over a few of the common medical usages. Usnea is great for washing MRSA-like wounds. Experts say boil it for 5 minutes, about a handful to about a quart of water. By boiling it for 5 minutes, you will make a very strong douche-style wash or tea. And also boiling it for 5 minutes will break out all of the hard acids. This usnea-styled tea is also great as an antibacterial and an antifungal. Say you have a foot fungus, you could put your feet into a bath with the usnea tea. It'll also work great for washing wounds, infected wounds, gangrene-styled wounds, MRSA-styled wounds. This usnea wash tea will also work great against bites and stings. So here at home, we have the stove, we have the kettle. We're gonna go ahead and boil up some water. If you happen to be out in the woods, you can do all this same stuff with your camping gear, your bug out bag, out in the field. Right now, I'll show you the home version of making the usnea tea. So now when you're going through it and sorting, what you're gonna pick out is the bark and everything that is not the usnea. So once you've sorted through about roughly this big, orange size, an ounce, put it in your cup. And I'm gonna use a clear glass just so you guys can see the color extracted from the usnea. Now as a tea, you can either boil it for 5 minutes or you can let it steep for about 5 minutes. I have read boiling, steeping for 5 minutes. I've read it both ways. With my research, if I was going to use it as a wash or as a topical treatment to a wound, I would boil it for 5 minutes and then put it into a wound wrap. If you want to use it as like a UTI treatment or a tea internal treatment, you're warding off a cold, I'll go ahead and just put boiling water in with it for 5 minutes and then I'll strain it. Okay, so the usnea has been steeping for about 5 minutes now. You can definitely see the dark color that's extracted from it. We're gonna go ahead and strain this into the coffee cup for a tea, internal type of usage. Then we're gonna take the usnea out of it and show you how to dress a wound. Okay, so I put a little mark on my arm to kind of simulate a wound. So you'll put your boiled usnea in there in a clean little package, whether it's a t-shirt, a bandana, or if you have your bug out bag and you're prepared out in the woods, you'll have some medical supplies like this. Whether it's a bug bite, a sting, a staph wound, as a treatment, you're gonna wanna switch this out every couple hours. And there we have it. I dressed my wound. I've got my tea right here because I'm a little bit under the weather or I feel something coming on. Again, it's a great antibacterial and antifungal treatment. Yeast infections, candida, UTIs, E. coli. It tastes very woodsy. It's not too strong, it's not too acidic. I'd say it's easier to drink than pine needle tea. Tastes like a lot of teas I've had. I could go into great detail about all the medical benefits of this stuff, but I know a lot of you like a shorter video, so I feel like I gave you guys the gist of it. All right, guys, we enjoyed sharing that little tip with you. If you guys like this kind of stuff, find value in the content, be sure to hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you like weekly tips. Hit the bell if you don't want to miss anything and you want to stay up to date. We'll see you guys on the next one.